Hey guys, this is my ad, not ad campaign, focus group, um, and it's all about the impact, as you can see on the title, the impact of Asian cinema on kind of the Western world, if you will. Um, yeah, we're going to be discussing how they influence each other. So, a little bit of an icebreaker, or just kind of general. What's your favorite foreign film? We've got some examples there. So free reign. If you don't have one, then just skip over. But yeah,
All Quiet on the West is All Quiet on the Western Front a foreign film? I thought it was
German.
American.
It's a German
That
film.
one, that's the German. There is a couple of other ones looking about, but that one's the German one down there.
I'd say that one's my favourite. I like the kind of war. Um, I'm a big fan of the war films.
Cool. Alex, have you got one? You're the film. You're the film guy.
Oh God, no! I've seen quite a War and Peace, the Russian one. I mean, I've seen that recently. Only it's very, very long. I did enjoy it though. It was interesting.
Cool. The other two. Do you have any picks?
The only ones that I've heard of are All Quiet on the Western Front and Lahane. And Lahane I
Okay.
haven't watched. All Quiet on the Western Front, I think I've watched it, but I cannot remember fully.
I'm gonna go simple. Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah. Honestly, great pick. Love that. Okay. Cool. So, um, we're going to talk about Tarantino and how he's inspired by Asian culture. So, I reckon a lot of you have probably seen Kill Bill. It's an American film heavily inspired by the kind of original samurai films and the Bruce Lee films and all that kind of thing. And there's a scene in the opening, and I want you to go over give your opinion on how you think it displays Asian culture from an American standpoint. Hopefully, you can hear it. All right, just let me know.
I beg your pardon?
Drink.
Oh, yes, a bottle of warm sake, please.
Warm sake. Very good. 熱燗一本。酒真っ昼間から昼でも夜でもいいだろう。めったに客は来ねえんだから。このアホ、ドアホ。なんで俺がいつも酒運ばなきゃいけねえんだ。ちゃんと聞きなさい。30年間あんた寿司握って俺は酒運び。これが軍隊だったら俺は今頃将軍だよってんだこの野郎。よく語ったね。お前が将軍なら俺は天皇陛下だよ。いいか、お前は酒を運ぶ役目なんだ。いいか、よく覚えとけ、このハゲ。Do you understand? ハゲじゃない、反ってるだけ。Do you understand? Sorry.
That's all you need to say. I hope you heard that and saw that. Okay. Okay. All right. Opinions. Louis, do you want to go?
I really liked it. In terms of about how Asian culture is represented, you've obviously got the setting, um, the clothing. Ultimately, the mise en scène is heavily considered. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Elliot.
I think it's definitely like it definitely portrays Asian culture in a very stereotypical way. I think it's very similar to the way that Americans perceive Asian people. I think
Mm,
by the dressing and by the like way that they act. So I
yeah.
think it's a very American view of Asian culture.
Yeah. Charlotte.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's a very American view. Like you've got the woman stood there who clearly is like probably American. And I think that just like makes the stereotype stand out more, especially with like the clothing and things like that.
Alex.
Yeah, it's I don't know whether it's a deliberate choice for it to be that stereotypic, like, they speak Japanese and they speak it very loud and they're very passionate and they're throwing knives at each other and and he's obviously wearing the I don't know, I guess it's traditional Japanese clothing. So I don't know whether it's could very well be a choice to make it that sort of stereotypical, but could easily not be and could just be sort of easy eye candy that Western audiences will be able to recognize.
Yeah, awesome, cool. That's great, guys.
I beg your pardon?
Let's not play it again. Right. So, two more clips. Um, in 1994, the Coen brothers made Fargo, which is like a thriller crime film that has comedy in it, despite it being a really dark film and all that kind of thing. And then Bong Joon-ho in 2003, 13 years later, made a, that's not 13 years, that's or whatever. It's 11 years, I don't know. Anyway, point being, he made another crime thriller, arguably even darker than Fargo, but also included dark humor. I want you to tell me what you think, which like culture does a better, American or Asian, when it comes to the kind of dark humor side of these thriller films. We'll go with Fargo first. This is the American one.
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you?
I got your damn money. Now where's my daughter?
I am through fucking around. Drop that fucking briefcase.
Where's my daughter?
Fuck you, man. Where's Jerry? I gave simple fucking instructions.
Where's my damn daughter? No Gene, no money.
Drop that fucking money.
No Gene, no money.
Is this a fucking joke here? You happy now, asshole? What's with you people? You fucking imbeciles!
That's kind of everything you need to say. Second one is about them finding bodies in a crime scene, and they fall over loads of times. And I don't know why. But yeah.
사장님! 야는 몸이 진짜. 여기입니다. 뭐야 이거? 발자국입니다. 이거 언제 발견했어요?
예, 아침에 제가 발견했습니다.
야, 너 저 새끼 좀 도와줘.
아, 예. 아이,
야, 감식관들 연락했지?
예, 연락했습니다. 고마울 겁니다.
아이, 근데 그 현장에 제보자가 없네. 어? 아이, 뭐 감식반도 안 오고 완전 지금 현장 보증 개판이야 지금. 어? 에이, 그 노인네 그 참. 야, 마. 에이, 들어가. 야야야, 애들 쳐. 아니 누가 전화를 받았어요? 누가? 신고자 못 찾았냐? 아니 전화를 지금 현장 보존이 안 돼. 감식관이 이 새끼들아. 감식관도 안 오고 완전 개판이야. 야 임마 그거 무슨 얘기를? 그 사진을 그 찍으라고 할 때 찍어야지 그 참. 아이고 얘들은 왜 이렇게 또 불만이야? 아니 나보다 내 오니 그 다 와 있던데 뭐 벌써 그렇죠?
So the point being is, so you'll notice, especially in that one, their dialogue is very non-serious, considering they're standing in front of a dead body. Point being, they both blend dark humor into their very dark narratives. What's your opinion on those two scenes, Louis?
One sec. Let me just gather some more ideas. I'll come back to me one sec.
Okay, do you want to go, Elliot?
I think both of them aren't that comedic. Like, I don't think they both portray comedy very well. I don't think. Obviously, we're watching the clips out of context without the full knowledge of the films. But I'm just going off of those clips. I don't think they are very funny.
Alex?
Having seen Fargo, it is actually a very funny movie. A lot of the setup, I think, probably can't be shown in like a 1 minute 40 clip. But I guess you can sort of. I've not seen Memories of Murder. Yeah, it is. I guess there is some sort of an. It's more absurd. They're probably both more like absurdist in the sense that like more concerned about the press. He's obviously the guy in the guy with he almost gets shot. Is obviously having a very very bad day. As to why that happens. I guess with Memories of Murder, there is sort of like an absurdity of their acting, like you said, so casual around a dead body and being more concerned about the press. But yeah, overall, I'd probably say out of which one does it better, I'd probably say Fargo is probably more of a comedy than Memories of Murder.
Charlotte?
Yeah, I'd agree with Alex. I think the comedy was a lot more easier to like spot in Fargo, like obviously like the shooting and the things like that. The Memories of Murder one, like I get it, but it just wasn't that clear. Like I had to like kind of concentrate on it more to kind of pick up the comedy in it. But I can see how they both use dark comedy, but I think yeah, definitely Fargo does it a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with Alex and you, to be honest with you. I think I recognize the dark comedy in Memories of Murder, but I didn't find it engaging. I thought it was kind of tone deaf and a bit disrespectful. But that's for me to analyze later on. Louis, do you have any ideas?
Yeah, I think the comedy's both done in very different ways. I actually kind of like the Memories of Murder one. I mean, you can clearly see like it's a different kind of comedy though. The Fargo one's more clear in terms of like the fighting and whatever, but the Memories of Murder like it's like kind of got that shock factor about it. I think, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
Is
Okay.
that because obviously we're a Western audience? Maybe with a Western movie, we can probably understand the comedic cues
That's
better.
very true. Yeah, and I think that's something to kind of look into
I
when.
guess sort of with Memories of Murder, it's not entirely clear that there's a body. There's sort of way the camera follows in that extended long shot, and
And maybe that's part of the
it
shock
doesn't
value.
show it on the case. It sort of leads up to that moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're right. So I've got two more questions for you just to get your opinion on. So I gotta read what it says. Hold on. Yeah, so could you share your opinions on what you think, like kind of your thoughts on the kind of rapid expansion and globalization of Asian film in the last 2 to 3 decades? Um, Obviously, it could be a fairly simple answer. You know, if you're not really, don't have much to say, that's completely fine. But do you think it's impacted Hollywood at all, or do you think it enriches Western culture, all that kind of thing? Louis?
I think in the last few years it has grown. I mean, I believe like having a lot more variety of films is always better. Um, yeah. I do watch more American films, but like the increase in Asian films is good.
Yeah, Elliot?
I definitely think there has been an increase in people watching Asian cinema. I think it's definitely happened over like the last, probably past decade. I don't think it's had that big of an impact on Hollywood and American films, just because I think it's harder to come by Asian cinema as opposed to like how easy it is to find films that are made by Americans.
Yeah. Alex?
Um, So I guess it's probably like long-standing trends of obviously Japanese cinema and Chinese cinema. Um, very long-standing industries in like Hong Kong, which is obviously where Bruce Lee came from, and there's that the kung fu sort of Chinese. I don't remember. It's got its own genre name. They have their own genres over there, like Yakuza film. Like we've got mafia films in the West. They've got Yakuza films. Again, these things all have their own names. I guess over the years, different filmmakers have been influenced by them, but probably with the advent of streaming and probably even longer standing trends coming back from like the 80s and the 90s. These effects have probably grown, and I'd say it's a good thing. Make better movies. You can see the influence in, like you showed earlier, The Matrix. Didn't Parasite win an Oscar? So that's sort of like one of Korea's best directors, being able to take home an actual something other than best foreign film and actually win best film. So I guess there's like positive impacts because probably greater diversity means a greater diversity of films, and I'm all for it.
Okay, so last question. I'm gonna go. So this one is about different cultures. So what is your opinion on the different countries and cultures surrounding Asian films? So the difference between Korean films, Japanese, Bollywood, all kind of thing. I'm gonna go straight to Charlotte because she didn't answer the last. She wasn't able to answer the last one because we had to cut it short. What do you think? What do you think, Charlotte?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch a
Yeah.
lot of films with these cultures. I might have watched them accidentally and not realized. So I'm gonna keep this short. It's Squid Games. Is that Korean?
Yeah.
Right. So I've watched that. It's definitely more prominent. I haven't watched anything from Bollywood, so can't comment. I don't think. I wouldn't. I'd say it's more like I haven't seen any of like strong film, like more like the only reason I've watched them is because they're prominent, like
Because they're
amongst
popular and well
the
known,
audience. Yeah,
and yeah, yeah.
exactly. So I can't really comment, but
Well, no, because
definitely.
it's interesting to hear from like people who don't tend to go in that scene as well. That's really important for me to hear, from to understand the audience properly. Louis, do you have anything to say?
Um, sorry, one sec. I'm just trying to close
Lydia?
this.
I don't have like, I don't watch many Korean things. I don't watch much Bollywood, so I don't really have a lot to say.
Mm,
Because I don't realistically watch a lot of stuff like that. Like, I can't think of much that comes to mind that I would be able to comment on deeply about.
yeah, yeah. What about you, Alex?
Um, do I prefer Korean films over Japanese films? I wouldn't say I'd like, you know, decide on, you take a movie as a movie, not as a Korean movie, not as a Japanese movie, not as a Western movie. Just watch the film. Is it any good?
I
Um,
like that.
if there is a need to bring in, say, the nationality, say it's like a really significant Chinese film or a really significant Japanese film, maybe. So I wouldn't like think of it like that, I guess. I haven't seen much Bollywood actually. Maybe that's something to explore later. I did see RRR. I think it's interesting. There's a lot of singing, so if it's not your kind of thing, then maybe.
Yeah.
But no, I did enjoy it. There's a lot of like masculinity and muscles and everything. So good action flick.
Yeah.
I guess every country has its good filmmakers. They've all got their famous popular ones that are probably here in the US, but there's probably like a big back catalogue of movies that just waiting to be explored.
And quickly,
I
Louis.
agree. I agree with Alex. I completely like don't mind any films. As long as the storyline's good, you don't you go into a film like not knowing what to expect. So I kind of like that mystery about it, like whether it's
Yeah.
good, bad.
Awesome. That's everything, guys. So thank you.